The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Why dost thou sit upon my grave and will dead lips to speak? Why dost thou weep upon my grave and will not let me sleep? My breast it is as cold as clay, my breath is earthly strong, and if you kiss my cold clay lips, your days they won't be long. How oft on yonder grave, sweetheart, where we were wont to walk, the fairest flower that e'er I saw has withered to a stalk. When will we meet again, sweetheart? When will we meet again? When the autumn leaves that fall from trees are green and spring up again. How oft on yonder grave, sweetheart, where we were wont to walk, the fairest flower that e'er I saw has withered to a stalk.
Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' Wraith Life Derailed. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Tam, and I play Isaac Candy.
I'm host, and I play Noah Frost.
I'm Urian, and I play Tart.
I'm Ravinia, and I play Margot Fallon.
I'm Rylyn Dare, and I'm playing Alexis Langley.
I'm Evie Eternal, and I play Aurora Walk.
And last episode, this circle of newly dead took a trip from Hanover, Virginia to Richmond, marched by the Legionnaires. And it wasn't a pleasant trip, that's for sure. But you got there. And of course, when you got there, you were put in a cell. And that's where we left off, with the circle in a cell with Isaac and Alexis dancing. And we're actually going to pick up right about the same time. Isaac and Alexis are still dancing. And I turn the scene over, of course, to my players.
As Alexis and Isaac are dancing and they turn, Alexis just happens to see Aurora cringing. And she holds her hand up to Isaac. Wait. Something's wrong. And I go over to Aurora. Aurora, what's the matter?
Just hear the sound of my son when he was a baby crying.
Okay. I swear I'd reach out to touch you, but I don't want to, hurt myself on your armor. But I don't hear that at all. I hear the moans, but there is no baby crying.
Of course there is. I can hear it.
I have sometimes seen or heard things that weren't real, and I don't know if this is something with our condition or if it is something that our shadows can do. I really don't know. But I think I can help you.
Are we sure it's not a side effect of her changing herself? Maybe the longer she does it, it causes strange effects.
I've never changed myself, and it's happened to me.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between changing your appearance and changing your appearance.
I said I've never changed myself, and it has happened to me.
Oh sorry.
Yeah.
I misunderstood.
That's okay.
Zach, it looks like you're not good enough for her. You were always such a fuck up with the ladies. I'm surprised you kept that other one.
When I put the oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Isaac is going to go sit down as far away from everyone else as he can get, and just kind of put his heads on.
And
on his
it's
knees.
because of the small size, it's rather difficult. But you do squeeze yourself into the corner and kind of sit crunched up on yourself.
Aurora, when I put that other guy to sleep, he seemed to be more comfortable.
And then he fucking disappeared.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't good.
I didn't kill him. He was already dying.
I know. He was torn up.
I promise if something happens, I will personally wake you up.
How sure can you trust her? Like, you've only really known for a short time, and he disappeared.
I don't know, okay? I don't know.
It's okay if you don't want me to.
I think you should let her try, Aurora.
I don't want you to break because they'll end up putting you to the forge first.
I know. Just do it. Just do it.
And I will do Morphin Embrace on her. And what I will do in the process of that is I will literally take my hand and go to wipe what seemed to be tears from her face very gently.
Okay. And because she's a willing subject, it costs you 1 pathos to use, but there's no roll. And as she wipes this tear from Aurora's face, you feel tired and sleep overtakes you.
I promise I'll wake you up.
Yes, Noah.
In this state, when wraiths are put to sleep, how do their shadows function? Are they asleep too?
You are aware. And you can use powers, but because most of your powers only affect the individual, there's nothing you can do.
This is more just curious,
Right,
like for all of them,
right.
are ever affected by this.
Because if you're asleep, you can use powers, but most of them won't affect her because she's asleep. But if you had powers, say, things like calling a specters to you.
Or creating nightmares. Or
there is powers that create nightmares. And if you have those powers, then yes, they are very valid. If there's even a power that when a wraith goes to sleep, the shadow takes over and controls their body until they wake up.
So yeah, Aurora would probably crumple and fall asleep.
Can someone help me move her so she's not right in the middle?
I'll help.
I want to be, like, gently move her to the side.
Yeah. And I will help Noah.
And you drag her over to the side. Prop her against the wall so she's comfortable, because you can't quite lay her stretched out because, unfortunately, it's just not enough room.
Jesus. We come willingly. They put us in a fucking torture chamber. I know what they're doing. They're trying to see which one of us will crack first.
Let's not give them the satisfaction then.
Exactly. That's my thought. Exactly.
Thinking about it too. They're just waiting.
I mean,
Trying to see us get upset, wanting to see if we'll turn on each other.
Yeah, well, I
Time
guess
is
we just
limited.
get to show them that we look out for each other.
time literally does not matter.
Mm-hmm.
You're right there. You don't know how much time passes.
They did bring up a lot of interesting stuff, though, about the legions and the guilds. Cards on the table. We are going to be, if we're not sent to the forges or there's some other form of punishment, we're going to be placed. And we may not be placed together. So that's something we have to prepare for as well. I mean, not that I've known any of you that long, but I've known you longer than anyone in or devs, so rather stick by you than on my own.
Mm-hmm.
They already knocked one of them out. They're gonna start trying to cut throats now. You have to get away from these fucking evil people, Clark. They're gonna sell you out, and you're gonna go to the forges, and you're gonna get us turned into a fucking coin. Get away from these people and throw them under the bus.
I do that.
What was that, Tark?
Oh, no, I was talking to my Dave, but not Dave.
We may need to come up with different names. It's going to get really confusing if we all start calling him Cunthead and everyone else is Dave. Like, we really need to distinguish, because that shit's going to get really confusing real fast.
I already got a name for mine. It's Bernice.
Bernice.
Well, that's
Mm.
mine. Might as well be Charlie Chaplin, because the fucker doesn't talk. So
I've been good, and you want to make fun of me. I am trying to protect us both, because you know we're fucked, right?
speaketh thy name, and they appear. Apparently,
Well,
but my original point being, if that's the case, I mean, no way in hell. Maybe we need to retire that expression. No way was this an accident. Now it's
mm-mm.
going to be
And it wasn't even mysterious.
no. Well, to us. Wasn't mysterious to us. But we don't know who. It's all relative. I mean, if it's mysterious to the general living populace, then it's mysterious. We have the satisfaction of being able to walk through walls and go into computers, as he looks at Margot and Tark, and project our voices, things we couldn't do before. But, you know, when they were talking about the allowed but not allowed organizations, that the guilds
Mm-hmm.
Was it Caroline, the dog, Caroline?
Mm-hmm.
Right after I had provided that little concert, she came up to me and said someone would be looking for me, that I'd be found. So there's that.
Well, congratulations. Your talents are noteworthy and you'll find yourself a guild.
Assuming that's a good thing.
Yeah, just wait till a gang comes. You'll love being a gang member. It pays off.
And we still have the deal with Mort. Like, if we can't forget that. None of this shit matters if we don't hold up our end.
I am certain if we can get through this current catastrophe that we can somehow do side work of sorts to earn OBI.
Earn people money? Yeah.
People money. Ugh.
I'm aware. It's
I mean,
disgusting.
Where's the lie?
I'm not saying there's a lie at all in what you just said, Noah.
It's always people money. Somebody pays for it somewhere. It's just more real here.
That's actually a very, very fair point.
You would know it, Zach. You had to pay more than all. Your sister? And what about the other times that you sold to people like your sister? Blood money indeed, it's Zach.
Yeah, well, I'd sell out you if I had a moment.
Dave, I'm assuming.
Sure.
Alexis, certainly you are going to be our point person in all of this.
I know.
But I hope you know we all have talents that'll be useful. I mean,
Good.
this won't be my first time in court per se.
Good.
I'm no lawyer, but
I'm not either. Granted,
I'm
I do have
persuasive.
the benefit of being married to one for almost 30 years, but you know, I know how to argue with them.
You and I go at the same thing, just different sides of the coin, I think.
Yeah. But no, I am happy to have any contributions, assistance, insight, opinions.
Point being, this isn't all on your shoulders.
Tick, tick, tick.
Did you hear me? Sorry, I'm not.
I did, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
30 years under the bridge. What do you have to show for it?
I have to apologize to everyone.
For?
I shot for the moon and lost everything for it. And unfortunately, you all suffered as well. I tried to end my career getting the worst bad guy I'd ever come across. So that I could go down in Bureau history as an example of what the proper motivation and drive can accomplish.
Something to apologize for.
I'm responsible for 72 souls. I was nearly responsible for over 300.
I don't think you can say that, Alexis. You're not the one who derailed the train.
I was the reason there was a bomb.
If you're taking blame, I'm just as culpable.
As am I.
Don't think we should fucking talk about blame right now.
Now, doesn't that feel better, Alexis? The honesty's out there. Take a deep breath and be proud of yourself.
We can change the subject, Margot, if you'd like.
Right now is not the time. We have bigger things to deal with.
And we're figuratively in a Pandora's box here. But like the task before us isn't all on your shoulders, the blame isn't all on your shoulders either, Alexis. And I'm not going to tell you not to feel that way, but one day you'll realize it.
The blame's on the son of a bitch that did this to us
Exactly.
all.
Right.
Exactly.
So no.
Mask up.
I'm sorry. Didn't see a mask.
Margot, why shouldn't we talk about this while we're here? We don't know how long we'll be here. All cut off from all the rest of the wraiths, all in isolation sitting here. Why not?
Goddamn know why.
These idiots are gonna get you killed before we can even get the chance to take our revenge. When we get to Pentax, when we find out who ordered this, we're gonna rip them fucking apart, aren't we, Tark? Aren't
Yes. Yes, we are.
we? Good boy. Good boy.
It's time to get up, time to get up, time to get up in the morning, time to get up, time to get up, time to get up today. No. Still asleep?
Still asleep.
Shit. Apparently we don't get our phone call in here either.
Alexis
gonna
looks
call?
at Isaac and says, see, you're not the only one with guilt.
I'm sure. I'm sure we've all done bad things. And for a moment, a little mark's going to appear in the corner of his eye and then kind of fade away before you get a chance to see it very close.
Would
We've all got
Alexis's
stuff to pay for.
detail-oriented specialty pick that up?
Alexis's background would know exactly
What that was?
what marks are normally put right beside an eye.
Mhm,
Even if
I'm
you
assuming
didn't
this-
see the exact shape of it, you would know what that normally
mhm.
comes from.
I'm assuming as an investigative journalist, I'd have a good idea as well.
Probably because you would have done a piece some point on it.
Yeah. Like I
None
said,
of us are saints.
For all
things
have
change
sinned.
at death. You know. So no phone call?
Who are you
Well-
going to call, Noah?
Ghostbusters?
She,
Well,
what's her
there's-
face?
You hear a
What's
voice,
her
actually.
face as the Ghostbuster? I'm pointing at Margot. Yeah. Yes. Whoever that little girl is who's with the fate people, let's call her.
You
Sabrina.
hear a
Sabrina?
voice right outside the cell. Now, who would y'all call, y'all?
I'm actually going to lean down and nudge Aurora awake.
And just like when you were
Race
alive.
lawyers? Is there a Stygian public defender?
And the door to your cell opens.
Someone's here, Aurora. I told you I'd wake you up.
And a woman steps in. Kind of tall, blonde, classically beautiful features, bright blue eyes. Her hair is done up in a 20th century coif up on top of her head, and she's wearing a long dress with loose sleeves, and it strikes you as odd because it is an actual dress with loose sleeves. It is not the same as what you see made from your own corpus.
Oh, crap.
Howdy,
It's
y'all.
Lawyer Barbie.
Now, why are you
Hello?
going to insult me like that by calling me some sort of lawyer?
I was just asking if there was one. I wasn't calling you one.
Well, you were wanting a phone call. I'm not sure who you'd call, but
Just seeing what our rights are here, I'm sure it doesn't completely translate, but
Apologies. Who are you?
oh,
Sorry.
my name's Miss Emma Mead.
Miss Emma Mead. Nice to meet you, Aurora
I'm-
Walker.
I'm Daniel's assistant.
Oh, good.
Fantastic.
how long can we expect to be in here?
Well, running a city's a busy job. You may be here for a few days.
No, I think that needs to be reconsidered because this is legitimately a torture chamber that you have 6 wraiths in, cramped like sardines. I know that things aren't exactly the same here as they are in the other side, but in the other side, we have things like Geneva Conventions against torture.
Yeah, those rules don't apply here, but I tell you what, let's have a little talk, and if you're real cooperative like, I might be able to arrange better quarters.
That would be perfect.
That'd be great.
And she lifts up a clipboard with paper. Like paper.
Real paper.
I'll be damned.
And she pulls what appears to be a pencil even. Now, first off, I need your names.
Aurora Walker.
Alexis
Dark
Langley.
Tiernan. Dark Tiernan.
Noah Frost.
Margot Fallon. No. Margot Quinn.
And you in the corner?
Itzhak Kandanovich.
I am to understand that you were on the train.
Indeed.
We were.
You mind telling me your professions in life?
Journalist.
Fantasy writer.
Engineer.
Dominatrix.
She gets a smile at that one.
And also cybersecurity analyst, if we want to be technical.
Well, miss, you're not going to see a lot of cybersecurity, but you'd be amazed at how some other skills translate.
Assistant Director of the Federal Bureau of Investigations.
Oh, my. Sounds important.
Analyst, interrogator. Let's just say justice and law are my thing.
You see her scribbling some sort of note on the clipboard when you say that.
Also investigations.
Mr. Silent?
Purveyor of mind-altering substances.
Now, I'm not sure if you're all aware of your situation, but you are accused of one of your members having broken the dictum mortem, which you're relatively new, you may not understand, but you've provided proof of the afterlife in front of the living. Now, I could try to ask y'all to tell me who did it, but having been here a while, I know that's pointless. So instead, I'll just want to make sure you understand that there's a penalty for what's been done, and it's rather severe. Yes?
It was my fault.
You see her right on a clipboard. Now
It
that's
was actually my fault. It was actually my fault.
It was my fault.
No,
Actually,
it
I
was
think
mine.
I think it was my fault.
No, it was mine.
Now you're not going to tell me you're all named Spartacus, are you?
Absolutely.
Come on, guys.
I
Come
get
on.
that joke.
I'm the one who spoke to a living person. I spoke to my girlfriend. She saw me. It was my fault.
No, it was my fault.
It was mine.
Sorry.
I'm the reason she was saved.
Now, see, that's pretty easy to have the conversation. If any of you got any skills that are useful,
I can make armor, apparently.
Could you practical skills or this side skills?
well, you can give us the practical skills and we'll decide if we can apply them to our current society. You see, Anacreon Daniels has a goal for Richmond. He's trying
What's that?
to make it a beacon in the hierarchy. And as such, we're trying to elevate the place a bit. Now that means we've got a lot of different skills that could be useful.
You're good at talking to people. Need a diplomat?
Pretty perceptive.
You
Apparently
can
have a good
sing pretty,
singing
too.
voice too. Thank you.
Yeah, I heard about the singing.
Did
You're
it
not
carry
in
that
trouble.
far?
The Reverend gave his report. But you're not in trouble for that.
That's a
Good to know.
first.
Good to know, right? Yeah.
Right. I'm glad Ghost World is not footloose, so
Now that one I don't recognize, but
It's a movie.
Kevin Bacon, John Lithgow. No,
Yeah.
it's fine.
we don't get many movies over here.
It's a shame.
I'm pretty good at figuring out what people want.
Any other skills?
Pretty good
I'm
at
just a
knowing.
pretty face.
Pretty good at knowing when danger's coming. Not great at stopping it, but I know when it's coming.
That sounds like all the time around here.
Let's just say I have picked up every little detail of you since you walked through the door. I can be rather pragmatic when I need to be. I know how to speak to leaders and subjugates. I can investigate something thoroughly and quickly. I can persuade folks, sometimes not gently. And well, I have a lot of experience dealing with legal matters.
Yes, Isaac, I saw your hand coming up there.
I would like to soul sight and take a peek at her shadow.
Okay. See if I can find where my mouse has wandered off to. You are
I've
rolling.
got my dice. So
Yep, soul sight. You're going to, of course, wow, this one doesn't even use pathos, does it? Interesting.
Yep.
You go perception, castigate, And it's equal to, pardon the sense, let me see what it said it was. Here it is. The angst score or the willpower, whichever is higher. It's a rough target number, 8.
I was also trained with hand-to-hand combat and the use of firearms. I'm sure firearms are a bit difficult to acquire here, but...
No, we have a few.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaac, her shadow is a bit weaker. Not much weaker, but it's a bit weaker than her.
And I have shown that I can bring comfort to those by putting them to sleep.
You know, a lot of us around here don't like to sleep much.
I understand.
How are y'all about following orders?
Came willingly, didn't we?
Indeed.
That is noted.
That's it pretty good.
And if you were to be offered, let's just say, something unpleasant in exchange for your freedoms, is that something y'all might do?
Depends.
It's the alternative.
I'm just speculating right now. But there are times where Mr. Daniels has certain jobs he likes to have done.
That's assuming we're under
His purview.
his oversight.
Well, just if you're not under his oversight don't mean you can't help him out. The favors are remembered.
Of course.
And for a renaissance, we've all got to work together now, don't we?
Favors and orders are two very different things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is correct. So, anything else y'all'd like to share with me?
What else do you want to know? Anything?
Well, I'll take a note of anything you wish to share. Anything you think that will help you with your case before we, of course, have the full meeting.
As far as the case, there was the one incident where the dictum mortem was violated. I am certain, since that is the only one I have not only heard from you, but also from the Reverend himself, that there was no other infractions tied to us reported. It shows that we are teachable.
Yeah.
Why waste teachable resources?
Now, what details do you have on the train crash?
Oh, I have plenty.
Do
You'll have
you
to
know who was
negotiate for
responsible?
those. Yes, I do. Sadly, he's turned into a specter.
Well, that is unfortunate. Now,
It's horrible.
Miss Prudence has told us that there's some odd things going on in Hanover
Indeed.
with some individuals who may not be properly on our side.
It's putting it lightly.
Would y'all have information about that?
I mean, it sounds like you know.
Well, Miss Prudence only has rumors. But we're always looking for information. So if you have some, I understand you're not going to share it right now, but it's something to make a note of.
I'm sure we have lots of fascinating tidbits of information.
We have only been dead 4 days.
But it's been a very enlightening 4 days.
No, it normally is. Now, we've been
So-
told by Mort that you've worked a deal with him
Indeed.
because you were in his territory, which is fine.
It's funny, I thought it was the Marshal's territory.
Well, it is, but he's got the rights to reap, you see.
Mm.
The Marshal's there for defense. He's there to make sure the Spectres don't get out of control. or the renegades, or any of the others that we don't really agree with, the heretics. But the reaping is done by licenses. We're going to keep it civil, you see. By using licenses, it reduces the free-for-alls, and it's a lot less hostility that way.
And it seemed like a rather much of a free-for-all at the site of the train crash. I'm just saying.
Well, according to Mort, you were reaped by someone who didn't have a license, you see.
Well, that's okay.
And that's what we're trying to avoid.
Yes, well, I do believe he did us better justice by trying to teach us instead of Mort taking us to the slave block.
It's fair.
Society requires structure and rules, you see.
While I do understand that.
So how do you get a license for a territory? I mean, what's the deal? What's the vig on this?
Well, you apply to the government of Richmond, of course, which is headed by the Anacreons, and your application is reviewed, and we establish whether you have the capability, and you pay the proper fees, of course.
There's
And you wait
vig.
the 100-year waiting period, I'm
Well,
sure.
no, it's we like to reward on merit, you see. So if you're deemed to be more capable than the existing, then we can have the license transferred at the next renewal spot, you see.
It's feudalism. If you're a good lord, they'll give you more land.
We look at it as more like a plantation system.
Oh, even better.
I don't know if that's better.
Do you realize how problematic that is?
I think they care.
Oh,
Things aren't the same over here as they were over there. Over there, it was done for greed. And over here, it's a matter of survival.
I understand that. And your boss is looking to bolster his numbers, yes?
Well, all of us are.
Of course.
So,
However, wouldn't it cause a shift in power?
not really.
Hmm.
The votes are still the votes, you see. Doesn't matter the size of the people. The Anacreon is still one of equals.
Hmm.
So is the vote on whether we're in trouble or not, or where we're actually going to be placed if we're not?
The vote is
Found
the
culpable.
punishment. You are already in trouble. The vote is the punishment.
Can we at
Never.
least get some better quarters? Please, I think we've been fairly cooperative.
You have. And I will see what arrangements I can make. At least get you somewhere a little bigger.
With chairs, please.
Less
Or-
blood.
Just
Less blood's a little difficult, but we'll see. I might be able to pull some strings. I know some people. You've been helpful.
you're very kind.
And as long as you continue to be helpful, you'll find that I can be real pleasant.
We will be.
Yeah. Have a good evening. I'll be back to talk shortly. I have to go and check on some things to see if I can make the arrangements. You said to hold our types, we need certain types of rooms.
We're not going anywhere.
The hell would we go anyway?
If I take your word for it
I understand.
and you hold your word, then it's fine. But if I take your word for it and you don't, then I look like a fool.
I understand.
We told them we would come peacefully, and when they disappeared in the night,
We didn't
we
run
stayed.
away.
I think we've got a bit of a reputation there that we stick to what we say.
I'll make that as a note. Mr. Daniels will be quite happy to hear that as well. In case you haven't guessed, he likes loyalty.
Well,
Most
I imagine it's
trumpets,
quite
yeah.
valuable on this side.
It's
Thank
more
you.
valuable to some than others.
I assume we won't be able to speak to the Anacreons before our trial.
Unfortunately not. You'll be brought before him with them assembled, and they don't really meet with prisoners often.
Well, I suppose we should feel honored.
Well, I'm the assistant. I meet with prisoners all the time, especially ones that appear to be Emerald Legion.
Here to be.
It's just gonna be
Appearances
deceptive.
can be very deceiving. As I said, I know about this situation.
Yeah, it's true. And we'll see. You'll have your chance. Well, good evening. I'll talk to y'all later.
If you say so.
And you hear
Thanks.
she closes the door, and this time you can actually hear her walk away down the hall. You didn't hear her come down the hall, but you hear her walking away this time, leaving
Now
you all
come
in
back
yourself.
now, you hear? Give me a fucking break.
Just like every mafia, every gang, you've got the guys who give you the territory and then they take more and they move up. And if you do better, they move you up and then you get guys under your territory.
It's so cliche. It really is. This monarchy, the society has regressed because there's this massive looming threat. This is ridiculous.
Fear.
In my
Fear
book, I'm
always
changing
wins.
this. I'm changing this in my book. I don't think so.
Mask.
Yeah, that's a little boring. I think you're right.
Aurora.
You can come up with something better.
Aurora.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to write that book, darling.
Hell, I won't.
Say what?
I can only put the dead to sleep.
Well, even if that's the case, I will be making my way back there, no matter what it is.
Very good, Aurora.
Have fun being like Caroline.
If I got to see my family again, I'd take 100 years of that.
Promise I will not sing that song.
Caroline.
I told you I wasn't going to. Anything you sing is on your head.
Didn't happen. Help it. It was uttered.
Thank you, Alexis. By the way, I
Do you feel better?
Yeah.
Good.
I do. One thing at a time right now.
Exactly.
How about the rest of you? How are you holding up? I don't know how long I was out.
Not well at all.
Surprisingly well. I feel like I'm kind of in my element right now. Always a little bit of danger. Someone wanting to, hurt me, take me down. It's when things are quiet that I'm not my best.
Isaac.
You know those guys in the Legion?
The ones that brought us here?
Yeah. Their
About 'em?
Daves. Their Daves were weak.
Maybe there's something they do.
Lawyer Barbie we just talked to. Hers is almost as strong as she is. I don't know what that tells us, but maybe the Legion
It's
stuff ain't so
interesting.
bad.
It's fascinating. And I think that's really cool that you can do that.
It'd be nice if there was a way to use it to do some good.
Information isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
Just knowing how to use it is the key.
I took a peek at Thomas before he disappeared.
I think that story kind of tells itself, doesn't it?
I think it does. But if there's some way we can leverage that at some point. I don't give a damn about another Spectre, but we can get some butthead out of our face.
Makes me think there might be one big conspiracy, that there's some power that can sap the Dave's strength, and it's not supposed to be used or anything like that.
And I transferred that to you at that one time. We're going to have to try that. I don't want to try it in here because it's probably verboten. But
I
Maybe
will
we'll try that and see if I can affect your wraith as well.
I would
The
let
wraith of
Isaac,
shadow.
Noah, and Alexis roll perception and empathy if they wish.
Mm-hmm.
Perception and
Detail-oriented
empathy.
specialty apply?
No.
Okay.
Not for this one.
Does truths apply?
No. Deep motivations would.
Does insightful?
Yes, the insightful would apply to that. These three characters in particular are used to talking with people and finding things.
Normal target of 6 or
Target number 6,
Sorry.
yes.
5.
5. Okay. 5 and 4. You both realize that there was something. It wasn't what she said, it's the way she said it and the unsaid. That there is more to her discussion about Daniels than she would say out loud. But you both, considering your backgrounds and used to dealing with people, she was looking for certain answers about that unpleasant job.
Mm-hmm. Daniels is looking for agents to do something unsavory.
Still have a feeling, and he just kind of gestures to the mark of fate, like these are going to come into play somehow. I just don't know.
I can tell you, one of my personal goals is to make sure Daniels gets brought the fuck down after hearing what we heard. And I'm not expecting any of y'all to get involved with that. That's a personal, Alexis wanting to be queen bitch, bring the justice goal. But I will tell you that I can do that better if I'm not in the fucking Emerald Legion.
Yeah. We'll I don't want to be a part of it either. Sounds corrupt and shitty.
This whole place sounds fucking corrupt.
Of course it is, but it's a matter of picking your corruption.
Fate sounds more interesting, I guess. Secret.
They seem to
Ghost
get a bit more
spies.
hand waving because they're fate.
They're the smallest as well.
Mm-hmm. Less likely to cause an imbalance in strength. Let's just hope that she will maybe come to that conclusion herself.
Use a cigarette. Fuck.
Oh, please don't say that every time you do.
And yes, every time you say that, it seems everyone else smells it. I'm pretty sure your shadow
God
agrees.
damn it. This room is way too small for this shit.
I'm sorry. Force of habit. I don't know if there's withdrawal in the afterlife, but my hands are.
I know. I wish I was with my family right now.
There's no doubt that was a test. Probably the first of, or the second or so of many we're going to come up against the next few days.
Oh, I'm sure.
She was hoping that one of us would, rat out the other.
Of course.
And I'm sure the tests will get harder and harder and more personal as we go.
But that's also why I put that bug in her ear that there's been no other major infractions and she needs to not waste teachable resources.
Yeah, we can be useful if we're not sent to the forge.
Right.
Useful instead of use. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I think about it,
just because we're useful to them doesn't mean that's a useful purpose to us.
No.
Hopefully we'll have some personal time to pursue our personal usefulness.
Maybe.
hopefully the Anacreon of Fate is more hospitable. Though, in all fairness, she wasn't, like, evil. She was just doing her thing, her job, I'm sure.
She was being useful.
She was being useful.
Yeah, she was gathering intelligence for her boss.
Sick of the politicking already. Can we fucking go? Can we just leave? Can we just get the fuck out of here? I don't know if I can turn my arm into a shovel. I'll dig through the fucking foundation.
That's probably a fool's errand.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, I can always put you back to sleep if you want.
I'm okay.
I'm just cheesing.
Fucking no, thanks. The dreams are hazy. For some reason, it was weird. Like everyone
But they
was
weren't
laughing
bad,
at
were
face.
they?
No, they
Good.
weren't.
Good. You seemed more peaceful.
Thank you. I hope I was.
Yeah.
But I guess there's nothing left to do but wait.
Well,
Till the next thing.
look, you guys keep hoping that somebody's going to be that ray of sunshine and they're going to listen and something good's going to happen. But let's look at the alternative. This doesn't work. What if we do this thing? Whatever this secret mystery job is that Daniel-san needs done.
Just say done, Daniel-san. That's
Yes.
I can't remember his name. I'm doing the best I can. A little
bless
edgy.
you.
Sorry.
Isaac.
A little edgy. I feel a little dead on my feet. It's like the life's been sucked out of me.
You were awful lively on your feet when we were dancing.
Oh, what can I say? I try to bring a little joy into life once in
And
a while.
I sincerely appreciate it. I haven't danced like that in a very long time.
You're Mr. Miyagi. I'll wax on and wax off as needed. So
Hey, hold on. Nobody's
You
waxing
do that as
anything
much
in
if
here.
you want. Okay. Just-
Okay. I'm going to
That was
knock
great.
myself out here in a minute because I'm so done with this conversation.
the metaphor, not a euphemism.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad dying hasn't dulled our senses of humor
For the moment.
for the moment.
And as this circle sets in this cell, they are reminded of something they were told by the Reverend. Everyone has a sense of humor at first, but you'll notice as time goes on, many of the wraiths do not. The place wears on you. This is where we are going to go to the break with this circle in the jail cell, wondering how long they're going to be there. We will see you in 10 minutes. Enjoy the break.
She lives in murk and shadow, cold as the alleys of stone. She's a blur in the window, a prisoner of the underworld. She watches life from the gloom. Friends she lost and lovers too. That simple life she once knew, before the cursed dark consumed. one can remember, lost in the gloom. She sings a song to the moon, the loneliest song you ever knew. A friend she lost, lovers too, of life before she fell to gloom. She watches life from the gloom. Friends she lost and lovers too. That simple life she once knew, before the cursed dark consumed. Hush, child, open your eyes, you are not alone. We are your dark ones, holding you close. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. We've been waiting for you. That world doesn't want you like we do. We see you, for in the night fire shines bright. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. Oh, how we've been waiting for you. Why fight the night when the night is endless? Why cling to the light when the light always diminishes? In the dark and you will be fearless. Let the dark kill the love in your heart till your heart is painless. Come, let's leave this world behind. Dance with the dark ones in your mind. Come, let's leave them all behind. Dance with the dark ones. Dance with the dark ones. Hush, child, open your eyes. You are not alone. We are your dark ones, holding you close. Come dance in the darkness. We've been waiting for you. That world doesn't want you like we do. We see you, for in the night fire shines bright. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. Oh, how we've been waiting for you. Why fight the night when the night is endless? Why cling to the light when the light always diminishes? Come dance in the dark and you will be fearless. Let the dark kill the love in your heart till your heart is painless. Why fight the night when the night is endless? Why cling to the light when the light always diminishes? Come dance in the dark and you will be fearless. Let the dark kill the love in your heart till your heart is painless.
Welcome back. Before the break, this circle of a 4-day-old dead, technically. Got to finally meet somebody in their cell and exchanged information for hopefully some better accommodations. And time, unfortunately, has no meaning down in here, and you're not sure how long you're here. Could be an hour or two. It could have been a day. There's no way to tell time. But you do hear someone coming once again down the hallway to your cell. And the door opens, and once again, Miss Emma Mead is there. Hello again, y'all.
Hello,
Miss
Miss
Emma?
Mead.
Hello.
Hello.
I think I found y'all a better place to stay than down here.
Thank you.
God, thank God. Oh, God. Thank you.
I spoke with Mr. Daniels, and in light of your coming willingly and didn't cause any problems, and the information you've given me, that if you'll follow me, I'll move you to a better place.
I will follow.
100%.
And she begins walking, and you're taken out of the basement. Actually, you go back up a set of stairs. You're back on the main level. And she takes you along to one of the wings of the State House, and into a room that, from your side, it appears not as much used. It doesn't have much in it. On the Skinlands end of it, it is mostly empty. But there's actually some chairs in it on the Skinland sides that are arranged. Of course, you can sit in them as long as you're not incorporeal. But there is an oddity to this room that is interesting from your point of view, is that there is dirt, dust, and little bits of stuff all in the room that's on your side. In the Shadowlands. Don't mind the mess. I'm going to send old Moses up to clean it out for you, but I figured since y'all really didn't like being down there, we'll do you a favor and put you in here until I can find old Moses to come clean it.
And I'm looking at the dirt and stuff that's over on our side. Did this come over from the other side?
It's just the bits and bobs that come through. Little things. It's not really, dust isn't held, but it's bits of paper and things that have either been destroyed or just over here. You'll find over time, things accumulate on our side that you don't know where to come from. And you just need to clean it up once in a while. It's one of the nastier jobs in the city, essentially being sanitation. Because you'd think as the dead, we wouldn't have any of that, but...
Never that easy.
Yeah. Nothing is around here. Now, y'all be nice to old Moses. He's not really right, and...
Thank you, Miss Mead.
That's not a problem.
Really, it's appreciated.
And I'll come in to check on you when I get a chance to make sure everything's okay and make sure old Moses did what he's supposed to. As I said, he's not really right sometimes, and we got to check in on him.
All right.
And she turns and leaves you in this. It's another room. Yes, Tart.
Does the dirt in here remind us of the debris that came when the maelstrom was blowing?
There is a tinge to that, yes.
Okay.
For Aurora, who's been through, and Noah, who's seen the Tempest, there is a reminder of that as well, of what you see in a Tempest. Yes, Isaac.
I just got to say, if Moses doesn't walk in here, raise his hands, and divide the dust down the middle, I am going to be extremely disappointed with the afterlife.
Well, shit, we've all got superpowers, so he might, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully none of us are firstborns.
I have personally become very accustomed to disappointment in this afterlife.
Well, hopefully we can change that a little bit as best we can.
I am resigned to the fact that I've lost everything. I am now a subject in a society for the rest of however long I have of eternity that is completely fucked. And it's just going to be a matter of how long can I survive it.
Yeah.
So, no, don't really have much hope. Kind of all out.
Is there anything in this room that looks like a broom or something that could be used to kind of clean up this mess?
No, everything that's in this room other than the bits and whatevers that kind of makes it messy is actually in the Skinland side. It looks like it's used as a private meeting room, but from the look of it on the Skinland side, it's hard to tell, of course, because everything looks aged and decayed. You're not quite sure this room is used very often by the Quick.
Alexis will just go find a seat and sit down.
And because you haven't gone incorporeal, you can sit on these chairs that are not on your side. And the chair looks, you're not quite sure if it would hold any weight from how it appears on your side, but it obviously does because, well, you have no real weight anyway.
Shit, I wonder, can I turn my arm into a broom and just get rid of this shit? I know I can turn it into a broadsword, but...
Well, if you can turn yourself into a broom, I'll dance with you and we can clean the floor.
It's been a while since I've seen that. I will
Does that mean I have to sing Be Our Guest or something?
Of course. I will attempt to turn my arm into a broom.
Okay, and that'll be stamina plus 3, and you spend or it's the target number is your stamina plus 3, and you spend a pathos to reshape your arm.
Stamina plus 3.
We look real close at the debris that's on the floor. Can we make out anything that's...
You're convinced some of it is bits of paper, bits of dirt, rock. Some of it even you think could be bits of corpus, bits of what you're made of. It has that same kind of a feel to it.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, well, that takes a little bit, but you see her, Aurora, turn her arm into a broom.
Fuck, I wish I had this in the Skinlands. I'll just start sweeping up some of the debris just to get it out of the way at least.
Start pushing it into a pile.
Yeah.
And as you're working on it, you actually start to hear some humming. And then the door opens. And in walks a man, elderly black man. He's got line-weathered face. He's got mutton chop sideburns that go all the way down. Quite impressive, actually. Close-cropped iron gray hair. He's kind of bent over, gnarled, and he's got a damn bucket with a broom in his hand. But you see his hands, he's got a trimmer to his hands. And when he looks over, even his eyes have this milky kind of cast to them.
You must be Moses.
That's what they call me. Yeah, I'm Moses.
Yeah.
I said to clean. I have to clean this room up. Miss Mead told me come clean the room.
Yeah, I was just.
Why are you cleaning my room?
Oh, I just figured you could use some help if you wanted it.
I got my broom in my bucket. I can do it.
All right. I'll change my arm back to my human form.
Okay. And he starts pushing it along. You all new here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Barry.
I'm old Moses. They let me clean up. Give me something to do.
That's
You
good.
been here long?
Long time. Been here. Don't rightly know. It's been a while. I've been in here in the State House working. Miss Mead and Mr. Daniels lets me work. Gives me something to do.
Keep yourself occupied in this afterlife.
That's what they tell me. It keeps me busy. It's not the same, but I don't mind doing some sweeping, cleaning up. It's not hard work.
Not the same as what?
Well, when I was alive, it was different. I was a preacher.
Oh.
But I mean, there's not very much preaching going on here. So now I get to clean this up.
Well, we appreciate the assistance you provide.
Yeah.
So he starts to sweep, but he's still wanting to chatter a bit. So what you in for?
In the afterlife or in this cell?
This is a cell. I was told not to let you go. So it's a cell. So I was curious what you in for. Did you do something bad?
Apparently.
Yeah,
We
that's what
don't
they
even
say.
know.
I mean, we're new. We didn't even know what we were doing. So they're gonna
There's a
be
whole lot of
talking about
rules.
us and see what they come up with. Is Mr. Daniels has he been good to you? I mean, does he
No.
give you good jobs?
He doesn't really notice me much. Miss Mead, she's real nice to me and lets me do stuff like this for her.
She seems a pleasant sort.
She's real nice. Always respectful to me.
That's nice.
Anyone else who is particularly nice?
I mean, Miss Sabrina's pretty nice to me as well when I see her. But
Anyone who's not so nice?
you got
A lot of those, huh?
Miss Natalia is something. She's not right. She's a bit mean. But it's hard to think sometimes. It's not like it was. They tell me I got kicked in the head, and And ever since then, I've, and then I died, and now I don't, I can't think right sometimes. Just
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
yes, Isaac.
I would like to take a look at his shadow.
This one's going to be pretty damn easy. Your target number is 3.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
That'll be 7. Finally.
Okay, let me look at the power on this one, because the more you have, the more you can tell from it.
Right.
And I want to make sure I don't short you some info, because this is... Let me find the castigate ability, Soul Sight. It says, for Soul Sight, one success gives them relative to the one's angst relative to their actual, willpower. 5 successes is archetype. His archetype is the abuser. His primary thorn, you've learned that as well. The primary thorn is Trick of the Light. The Dark Passions, that is the tricky one. Let me pull that up, because that one I don't have off the top of my head. I have to pull it up off my writings here that I did for him. Because, yeah, that's going to be a problem here. His Dark Passions. So despair and ruin, built off of hatred. And corrupt others, also built off of hatred. And you can tell he's got one other thorn, because you had 7. You're not quite sure what it means, but you see a faint, that shadow that's behind him looks like a demon of some kind. And you feel that there are times when it does its own thing without the other one knowing.
What was his strength?
His strength is weaker right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I help out Miss Daniels for these small things. She's pretty nice about it. She lets me do it. Not many others, talk to me. I'm just the janitor now, so they just ignore me most of the time.
Well, I'm sorry you're ignored a lot. That's not very fun.
Yeah, it gives me something to do, and I get to be useful. And since I'm useful, I get to, avoid the other things, the things that others do.
Do they?
Being that, oh, go ahead.
Do they ever let you watch the court cases?
Well, if
Maybe
I'm
just
cleaning
stand in the way.
and they meet up, I'm still cleaning. They don't they don't stop me from doing my cleanup. No, nobody really, nobody interferes when I'm working. They just let me go through, and Miss Mead makes a joke that they just think, oh, Moses ain't there, and just they go about their business.
Who's usually leading those meetings?
Well, Mr. Daniels is quite vocal, but Jebediah seems to say the most. He's
Can
it's
you remember
the Grim, the Legion of the Grim. Yeah, that he's the one that does that. That they tell me it's because of the murders. There's all the violence in Richmond, and all the murders and all the killing, and it's given him a lot of people, and it's made it. His voice is. He's got a lot more power.
Very loud. Huh?
Are there any common questions that they ask at these things that you remember?
But if normally if it depends on what they're brought for, if and who brought them. If Miss Mead gets you, she tries to get the information for Mr. Daniels, and they don't have as many questions. It's more of a reading thing, but I've seen some, brought in there just get asked, what they did and their job and how they died, and sometimes people will claim they die one way and it doesn't. The marks don't match the death. And you see him turn his head, and you can actually see there's a spot on the side of his head it's not caved in, but you can see where obviously something kicked him hard. He said, and the marks they show, and they check those to make sure sometimes it matches how you die.
Who usually succeeds in claiming, the person who makes the initial claim or the person whose mark matches?
It depends on how you. It's all based on how you died. You see, mine was, it was an accident. So I was put in the Legion with the Emerald Legion with the others, and if you die by violence and you're killed in some of the drug wars and all those things that happen, then you go with the Legion of the Grim, and so there's not normally arguments except in from sometimes there's an argument and they fight over it.
Has anyone successfully gotten out of trouble?
Well, I mean, everyone who gets brought in is in trouble if you're in the cell. But I mean, some
has anyone
people
been convincing enough to get out of trouble after being in the cell is what I'm asking.
Some get, they don't, I mean, they don't get big punishment. Some it's they say, oh, Moses, if you're useful, then they find a place for you. And I know I was talking to Zach, and he I know he's been saying he needs to get some help because he's been trying to do some of the forge work, and he needs assistance in the forge with the bellows and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I imagine that's not a really fun job. We're all kind of new here, but do you maybe want to be friends, Novus? We're going to be around the town for a while, I'm sure. After we're, I don't know, put in our thing, our Legion.
I mean, I'm busy a lot, but I don't mind having more friends. It's, if you're nice like Miss Mead, then I can be friends. And
okay, well, that's awesome. I'm Aurora. Nice to meet you, Moses.
They call me Old Moses.
Old Moses.
I'm Alexis.
Right.
Noah.
I'm Old Moses, and they call me Old Moses.
It's a pleasure
Moses,
to meet you.
It is a pleasure to meet you. My name's Tark.
Hi, Tark. I'm Old Moses.
And I'm Margot. Hi.
An odd outfit there, Miss Margot.
She's a lot of fun.
It's pretty sharp, I think.
You don't see many of those outfits. Well, I haven't seen a real outfit like that in years. But and as he's talking, you'll notice he is actually wearing janitor's clothes, like real janitor's clothes. You can tell the new ones because they haven't gotten clothes yet. You haven't found clothes.
Are those made of souls like the other things are?
No, they come over sometimes, and you can go and you can find them for sale at the market sometimes. And don't really have much money, but I trade. I do odd jobs to get clothes I like, and you'll notice over here they don't get the wear and tear like over there, so you can get a good set of clothes. They'll last a while.
Are they expensive?
Well, it depends. I mean, not many people wanted a janitor's outfit, but I like it. So,
Well, that's
but
good.
I know Miss
I'm glad.
Mead, her dresses, are harder to get.
Real fancy.
But she's got lots of favors, and she can afford it. Her and Mr. Daniels don't have that problem.
Well, thank you for helping
So-
clean up.
Yeah. But you say they can get their clothes through favors? I mean, what kind
Well,
of favors they
it's-
want? I mean, we want to be useful while we're here.
Well, it depends. Sometimes the favors, an item trade, something for something, and other times it's, a good job posting, or a good it's not a job. It's duty. Yeah, a good position, a good thing, or and sometimes they've done it for a better store. Because when you got the market, there's good spots and some of them bad spots, and and then there's the priority sometimes for the Citadel when specters attack. It for hiding out when the attacks come. So
All right. Thank you very much, Moses. We really appreciate it.
that's no problem. I like talking to people. Most people just ignore me, and I just wander around and clean up. I don't know where all this comes from. It just keeps coming.
Yeah, it's crazy. You'd think this side would be more debris-free, but it's not.
Did some of this blow in the last time the bell rang?
I haven't been in this room a while, but there's a lot of cleanup when the maelstrom came through. There was a lot of cleanup, and we cleaned it, and it was bad, but I mean it wasn't as bad as some of the others that we've seen. It was only one bell, and one bell isn't so bad.
Like a Category 1 hurricane.
Okay.
Sorry. Storms that hit coasts and stuff.
Yeah, it's they're a lot like that. The wind and the rain and yeah. And he's still sweeping the whole time talking, just putting it into a pile that he's gonna shove into his bucket.
Where does all this the stuff that you sweep up, all this debris, where does it go? Where do you all put it?
We dump it outside of town. And
Like a big old man.
it disappears eventually, and it goes somewhere else, I think, because I mean we'll put it there and then it won't be there, and then we talked about that a few times, me and Miss Colt, and she thinks that it gets drawn to the tempest and gets sucked down in like that.
Miss Colton?
Miss Cole.
Miss Cole. Who's Miss Cole?
She works with Mr. Daniels.
Ah. What does she do?
I don't really know. She does something for him.
Okay, that's okay. If you don't know, it's all right.
They don't talk about it, so
Oh.
she don't speak about work when I'm around. She waits till I leave.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll recognize her when you see her. She red hair and always she always in a tight dress and but you all be good and hopefully I get to see you.
That would be
'Cause we're gonna be
be
friends.
lovely.
Be nice, yeah.
You too. old Moses.
And
Now, Aurora, am I not good enough for you?
and he goes to leave the room. Now, everyone will roll perception and alertness.
Detail oriented?
You can go detail oriented on that one, which only means you get,
Insightful.
you know, if you
Get
get
to
a
re-roll
10.
10s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Insightful.
Sure.
Okay. Difficulty's 8, right?
A difficulty is 6.
Difficulty 6. Oh, wow. Okay. I rolled 4 dice and I got 3 successes.
3, 3, 2, 4. Wow, 6. Seven.
Nice. Nice.
6 and 7.
Unstoppable.
As he was going to leave the room, you caught, as he was turning his head, a bit of a narrowing of the eyes and a bit of that blankness he had kind of
Was
lifted
gone.
slightly as he looked at you all.
Mm-hmm.
And then it dropped back in place as he was leaving the room.
Mm-hmm.
And I leave the scene to the players.
That can be a very beneficial and also very dangerous ally.
Him or Shadow?
What?
Who? Him or his Shadow?
Him. Shadow's part of him.
Right. Seemed nice.
What did you see as dangerous about him?
Something about his eyes. Just didn't. I don't know if.
I think the
Just-
shadow portion might be highly quick.
Hmm.
Whereas he seems slow. I don't know. What are you thinking, Noah?
Just don't know if. Yeah, which one was which.
Mm-hmm.
There was just caught a glimpse at the end there that his eyes. There's something in his eyes, and I don't know if that was.
I missed that.
You
It
could be
wasn't
playing
flames.
everyone.
It wasn't flames, was it?
No, it was
Okay.
just the glassy look went away for a little bit.
Yeah,
Very
the eyes
sharp.
narrowed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because old Moses there hears all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was trying to get
everybody
some
ignores
information.
him.
Right. Yeah, I was trying to get some information out of him.
You and I
how-
were on the same page there, Tark.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I figured the best way to survive in this place is make as many friends as you can. So,
I don't
We've got
disagree
just-
with you.
old Moses. We got old
We
Moses
have-
now.
We have to be careful. People might think the same of us.
Right.
So if they're buddying with us, they might think they can manipulate us.
It's true. And with shadows, we don't know. There's a lot there.
So
His shadow looked like a demon.
What?
That seems appropriate. He was a preacher.
Jesus.
I wouldn't trust anything he tells you. His shadow can make him see things or hear things that aren't there. And his shadow likes to hurt things, and it's full of it's hatred. It's just hate. I don't ever want to see that again.
I'm sorry, Isaac. But thank you for informing us.
You said
All
his
of ours are
shadow.
like that.
You said his shadow makes him see and hear things that aren't real.
That's a thing they can do.
Look, all I can tell you
Oh,
is
cunt, you are in
look the
for it
same-
now. This is fucking war, bitch.
You're not pulling that bullshit, right? Is she talking directly to her shadow?
me? Why would you think that?
Look, I don't know.
You know.
Everyone else's shadows seem to be. Sorry. Two conversations.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Everyone else's shadow seems to be harmful in some way.
Yours is gaslighting the fuck out of you, not your friend.
Maybe.
Well, if that's how you feel,
No, wait. Okay. We'll deal with that later. Right now, we'll just wait for this fucking Anacreon thing to go through.
So, does the circle have anything else they're planning to discuss, or are they going back to just waiting
you're bullshitting around.
and bullshitting around? Time passes again, but from your new location, you can actually have a better understanding of time, if only because you can hear when the building calms down and
At
there's
the
not
end of the
many
day. Mm-hmm.
many quick around anymore because the noises of the building go away. And it's the next day when Miss Mead comes by again. And at some point in the night, you started to notice there's more of the stuff, not much in the room, but you don't know when it came in the room because you didn't notice it at first, but it's like dust appearing slowly. It's just there's never any point where you can say you saw something appear. It's just slowly getting dirty again. And Emma Mead comes walking in the door. Hey, y'all. How
Miss
y'all
Mead.
doing?
Good morning.
Good.
Doing.
Old Moses told me he came by to see you and cleaned it up. I hope.
He did
this,
a very good job.
Is this a better place to?
It is. Thank you.
Yes.
Good. I've got an update. You'll be going before the council this afternoon.
Awesome.
That's
Great.
quick.
Well, there's another matter that had to be arranged, and since there's the other matters being arranged, they decided just to squeeze you in right after the other matter.
That
Since
was
they already
kind
have
of
to meet.
That's a metaphor, right? There's no actual squeezing.
No.
It was a tight fit in the other cell. I'm just
Well,
saying.
it was, but no, it's a metaphor. It's not, we're not, well, we may not squeeze you. It depends on the final verdict, you see. If the verdict is negative, then it might just be a bit of squeezing. Well, though, I think they prefer to think of it as pounding under the hammer. If you catch my meaning.
Yes, let's do hope
Yeah,
that
it's
doesn't
for
You know
happen.
how to sugarcoat it.
Well, you'll find that I'm not really big on fancy words about that or not saying what needs to be said. It's better to deal
Fine.
straight with people than give them a bunch of words that don't matter.
Don't really mean anything. Yeah, thank you. I don't want to get pounded or squeezed today, so hopefully it goes well.
It does help you forge a better relationship with the people you work with.
See, it's always the new ones like
Anyway.
that still have the sense of humor. It's amusing until it goes away, and then you remember the sense of humor they had and they don't have now.
I lose my sense of humor, I'll throw myself into a mailstrom myself. So
Oh,
That's against what
Hold
we
on to
want
it.
to do.
But that's not exactly good talk to be doing around here. It gives the impression that you might not be strong enough to endure. Now, I'm not sure what you've been told, but my advice is to keep that kind of talk to a minimum until you're not in trouble.
apologies. It was more of I guess a metaphorical thing.
Probably
I
a little
understand you're new
gallows
and you don't-
humor.
You don't
Yeah,
really
gallows
think about
humor.
what you're going to say, and I'm just advising you should give thought. Now, while I don't have a stake in what's going on, I don't like to see anyone suffer the fate that can be suffered, because it's not good. But I will say that you might want to keep that kind of talk to a minimum.
Of course, I had no intention of doing anything of the sort.
Miss Mead, just out of curiosity, what did you do in life?
Well, oddly enough, in life, I was a social climber. I was just a Southern Belle, you see, but I realized that there was power to be had with the right arrangements. So
Debutanting.
Let's just say I had several gentlemen callers that I strung along with offers of marriage to try to find the right one. Unfortunately, it didn't end well for me.
Very sorry to hear that.
Well,
Ambition can sometimes have heavy consequences.
yes, it was. And then I spent a good amount of time as a thrall, where they put my mind to use as a secretary. And then I met Mr. Daniels, and he arranged for, let's just say, a promotion and an end to servitude.
That's good. Thank you for being kind to us. I know it's rough as hell around here. Not literal hell, obviously.
I don't have a vested interest in it directly, but I don't like to see anything bad happen.
We're going to do our best to make sure nothing bad.
Well, that's the hope. And I've talked to Mr. Daniels about your information. Now, he don't tell me what he plans to do, of course, but I've at least filled him in. So he's going in with an awareness about the situation.
You think I should...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
Okay. Can you tell us anything about what we're going to face when we go in to talk to Mr. Daniels and anybody else who happens to be there?
Well, you'll be brought before the council, and the facts of the case will be read. And I suspect first they're going to want to argue over who's responsible, because the responsible legion has a little more say in the punishment than, shall we say, the others. But ultimately, it will be, after it's decided who you are, it will be decided what the punishment will be. Now, while there's more say depending on your legion, it's still a vote. And like in everything, it's a little bit of horse trading sometimes about punishments. If you're deemed useful to one and the others are sticking to the guns about punishment. And they'll trade favors or do their own internal power plays, and something will get decided.
What if you would be claimed by someone who doesn't have a vote? How does
you're
that usually
talking about
work
Miss
out?
Sabrina. Well, she don't get a vote, you see. Now, most of the time, nobody argues about who the Lady Fate claims, but this ain't Stygia. So, while in Stygia, the Lady Fate always gets her way because, well, she's in Stygia. Up here, sometimes, those aren't always the rules.
Yeah, we got you. They bend them a little bit, bend back and forth, never break.
Well, she don't have a vote, but there is still a certain amount of power and horse trading that has to be done even with her. Because Lady Fates tend to know more than the others, and not many want to discount what the Lady Fate says, power and vote or not. Haven't you ever heard, don't turn your back on fate? And when Lady Luck rolls your way, you go with it. Well, I'll be back by in a few hours. Enjoy, you can, I guess, strategize how you plan to deal with it, but you will get to plead a case. Now, there is one thing going on beforehand, and my suggestion is while it goes on, that you all keep mostly silent during it. But it's an internal matter that is still being done in front of the council, but it's really ultimately the decision for that particular incident is under the purveyor Jebediah. But it's because it's a Grim Legion thing. But they're still going to do it in the council because that's just one of the agreements they have. It's somewhat of a murder trial, you might say. It's hard to explain.
Let's find out.
It has to do with the Grim Legion. I understand it. If you don't understand, I am the Grim Legion, of course, originally, though I work for Mr. Daniels. My death was not an accident. You play lovers off too long, and one of them may decide to...
Off you both.
To make sure that if he can't have you, nobody does.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just say that in the Grim Legion, if your murderer is found on this side, you still have to pay for the crime of murder. It's the only way that the Legion can function. Otherwise, they'd be killing each other.
That's justice.
And if you put a whole bunch of people who've been killed with the killers, let's just say sometimes tempers get heated. It's better to handle it right up front. But I wish y'all, a relaxing time here until I come back to get you. Now, I have convinced Mr. Daniels not to have the Legionnaires bring you, so I'll escort you myself.
Very kind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And she turns and leaves the room, leaving you back once again with each other.
Great, we're gonna get out of here.
Just as long as we don't become glue, they can horse trade us all they want.
Storyteller, I would like to roll keys to the memory palace to remember exactly what I learned from the Reverend about who would be vying for control of us.
Okay. That is, I'm sure by the way you're rolling already, you've already looked into it, but let me double check because I like to know as well. It's the only way I'll ever remember them all. It's Mimnosis. There we go. Keys to the memory palace. To remember it, you roll intelligence plus Mimnosis.
And I got 4.
It serves the equivalent of perception alertness. Information from a previous event. You can also use it. Okay. You remember being told that the Nancy, Anacreon, and the Legion of Paupers of Mystery are going to claim you.
Okay.
That is a suggestion. And, of course, Daniel is going to try to claim you. That is what the Reverend told you. So you're going to be claimed by Mystery and Accident.
Okay, so what we're looking at this afternoon is the Paupers and the Emerald Legion are going to be fighting over control of us.
You think Sabrina
surprise
will...
me if...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
You think Sabrina will make a bid, even if she doesn't have a vote?
I mean, we've been claimed. Maybe not directly, but indirectly.
I feel like when we're presenting our case, that is the perfect moment to relay Prudence's message to Sabrina.
That's true. I would like to use Kismet on Alexis.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
Find it now.
I am attempting to see
Fatalism.
Your importance in Fate's plan. Yeah, it's
Okay, interesting. I didn't know what that one was.
Perception plus Fatalism.
Perception plus Fatalism. Okie dokie. Let's get that in there.
Which is a difficulty of, let's see, Cross the Shroud makes it otherwise. Same size shroud. Difficulty is 6.
Okay, perfect. That brings me to 3 successes instead of 2.
Okay. One success lets you know the general manner of the subject's death, according to this power, Alexis is the Lady Fates. 3 successes. You know exactly how she died. The train crash. And the general importance on the overall scheme of things. You're all important right now. There is a web of fate you can feel off of everybody at the moment.
Whoa. Sorry.
What is it?
So I was thinking about why Lady Fate would bid for us, and I got this feeling, I like a glimpse into, like the machinations of fate. I don't know.
Same thing happened to me and Mort. I know what you're talking about.
And apparently, we're real fucking important, and I can feel that coming off of us like a very important thread in a tapestry, if that makes sense. We are definitely Lady of Faith, the Lady of Fates. There's no mistake. There's no mistake.
That's good to know.
Damn. It was weird.
That is good to know. Keep that in your pocket. We may need it.
And just because that's the truth doesn't mean that's our fate.
Right. Doesn't mean we'll be assigned fate, but keep that in your pocket. We might need it. That might be a good follow-up to when I deliver Prudence's message.
Agreed. Okay, Zach, I think we're starting to get a plan here,
Mm-hmm.
or at least some idea of what we can say.
I mean, we accept that, the dictum mortem was broken and we are deserving of some sort of punishment befitting an accidental mistake that has been since corrected. Yes, we agree to this?
I don't know if we should admit guilt, but I feel like maybe we could, and then we could use it.
Admitted guilt. We've admitted guilt already.
No,
But
they
to say
already
we
know.
Right.
But to say we deserve punishment, I think we deserve a chance to.
But we deserve the chance to redeem ourselves and show that we are very useful, especially as tools to Lady Fate.
I would avoid using the terms accepting of punishment.
Okay. I can take that. I tend to be a bit direct.
There's being direct and then
I understand.
shooting ourselves in the lead. Right.
I
Just
understand.
semantics.
Yeah, you're way better at legal stuff.
I understand.
Just another stray observation when she was talking. Like, if we all had bingo cards, the free space would be, and then it didn't end well for me, right? Like, that's how everyone here is going to finish their story.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're not wrong.
Sorry, just
I
stray
don't
observation.
think natural causes ends up here.
Maybe. Even like heart attacks and aneurysms and...
I mean, if it was natural, no. I mean, if you were poisoned.
well, yeah.
But there's still a lot to learn. We're essentially toddlers here,
Yeah.
being punished like adults.
Yep.
I think we could play that innocent card as
They're not going to buy
much as
it
possible. They might not, but it's worth
because
knowing.
they've already the Reverend and everyone has already made perfectly clear that they don't give any shits about our ignorance.
It's just
They
about the
don't-
rules.
They don't train the newly dead. They put them to fucking work.
We're currency.
Fucking stupid.
We are commodities. We are bodies for their fucking war they're losing.
We are horse glue.
That is what I have resigned myself to.
You can probably keep telling them that, Noah, until you're hoarse.
Yeah.
And they will.
Well,
I
just
say
wanna
the day.
I don't know everybody else, but I feel pretty good now.
Yeah, I feel fucking amazing.
Feel better than we were in that cell. That's all that matters to me right
I
now.
do agree with that.
There's a chance to be down and to resign ourselves. There's a chance fate has a plan for us. I'm really buying into this. It could be good, it could be bad, but
I just need one good thing to fucking happen. Just one.
Something,
I would be
please.
very fucking happy with that.
I would set your bar pretty low.
I am. Trust me, it's about as low as it can get.
There's a chance.
And so this circle spends some time talking while waiting for Miss Mead to come back. And it is a few hours. It's a few hours to where she returns right after the building seems to go kind of silent with all the quick gone. And she takes you from this room and leads you down. For anyone who's ever been to the Richmond, you realize you're being taken,
State House.
or to the Richmond State House, you're being taken to the House floor where the House meets to vote.
Mm-hmm.
The actual Virginia
State Senate chamber.
State Senate chamber.
Mm-hmm.
When you arrive, there's nobody there at first, other than you do see two obvious legionnaires. You can identify them by the breastplates. One is standing by a man with black hair, very short black hair. You can see a bright mark around his neck that shows the death mark of his throat have been cut. And next to another one is a woman. She's got black hair as well. You don't see a death mark on her, but she's standing next to the other legionnaire. Now, the difference in the two's posture is the man is being held by the legionnaire while she is standing there quite casually. Now, you all gonna just stand here in the back behind this. We're gonna handle this information and this situation between Alan and Sarah, and then you'll be brought forward. You are free to talk to each other, of course. Do not speak with the accused and the accuser right now, of course, but the Anacreons be in a few minutes. We set it up and then they come in, and there's a bit of ceremony, of course.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Like a judge.
It's
All rise.
like that. We don't really put in birth or anything over here, but there's a solemn kind of a proceeding to things to keep it, let's just say, to keep the order.
To keep it civilized.
Well, that end, we found that structure seems to help.
Mm.
We can't just have all kinds of screaming and yelling and carrying on. This is the hallowed halls of the Senate, you see.
I understand.
And things have to be approached respectful. Now, if you ask questions, make sure you don't forget their titles. If you don't know the name, just answer Anacreon and it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, first names are considered rude, but then again, most of these up here don't have a second name anymore. They've lost their names long ago, and they just go by the title and their first names, of course. Mr. Daniels is one of the younger ones.
Okay.
You all have any questions? Now's your chance to ask before those in charge come in.
I don't have any.
Will we be
have any.
testifying together or separately?
Oh, you'll be together. You'll do it in front of the council, since your death was as one, and since you've all admitted to the crime, whether there's a question of guilt or not, it's not the question. You've all, whether you did it all or not, because of course not all of you could have done it. You've still spoken up as admitting to it, so we're not going to discuss guilt. It'd just be a discussion of appropriate punishment.
And assignment.
Well, of course. But hopefully the punishment doesn't make the assignment rather moot. That's the hope.
We're hoping
That
so,
is
too.
the hope, indeed.
Because if you send everybody to the forge, you don't really get much use out of them in terms of helping out, you see.
Mm-hmm.
We try not to do that. If there's no other questions, just wait here for a few minutes and I'll go and let them know that the proceedings are ready.
I believe we're ready whenever they are.
And she walks off. And
If you guys had just let me take the guilt for that, then there would be a chance you would be able to go and take care of these things.
Ain't happening, Isaac.
Wasn't going to matter.
It's
It might have. It might have.
we will do this together.
You
Thank
don't get
you
out of
all.
it this easy, Isaac.
and as you're
Yeah,
waiting, you
thanks.
see old Moses come
You're
in.
welcome.
Old Moses starts sweeping in the back of the room. And when you rave where he... and then he starts sweeping in the back of the room while just minding his own business. As you see individuals walk in. Now, the first one to come in, he's kind of short for a man. You'd put him at just over 5.5 feet. He's got a vest, suit coat, trousers, bow tie on a white shirt. He's wearing a white shirt with a bow tie. And you could tell he's got brown hair because you can see it around his mask. But his mask is a deep shade of green. Followed behind him.
I'd like to take a look at his shadow. You knew that was coming.
I knew it was coming. Go ahead.
It's going to be all of them, man.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Your difficulty on him is 8.
2.
Shadow's quite a bit weaker than he is. The second one to come through, you can see the mustache peeking around his mask, and he's wearing it's a Union captain's uniform from the Union Army in the Civil War. He's even got the saber at his side. Cavalry saber, it looks like. So he was a cavalryman. I know what you're going to do. You're going to roll on his target 6. Now, his mask is a rictus grin covered in blood.
4.
His shadow is about on par. Third one, a lot shorter than the others. The build you would put definitely not an adult. Black hair, pure white dress. Just pure white dress. But skin is a deep ebony color.
Yeah.
And she wears her mask as well, but her mask is actually blank. It has an eyes and mouth hole, but it's blank, nothing on it.
She's a shadow.
You're going to roll that one as well?
Oh, yes.
Okay. That one is going to be a 4.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I guarantee you it doesn't matter.
The next one to come in is you would place the outfit 300 years old. It looks like something you would have seen in Gone with the Wind, actually. It really triggers that kind of memory. Auburn hair. He's got the mask on his face. It's almost like the tragedy masks. One of the tragedy side instead of comedy. There's a grim, it's hard to describe, but just looking at it, you can feel a bleakness to the mask with the way it's made. The next one enters a woman. She is average height for a woman, actually a little taller than average. And you actually catch her green eyes, even with her mask on. It's very striking. Light blonde hair, about shoulder length, but her mask is a rictus grin that is not a rictus grin. It's smiling, but there's an edge to it that's also disturbing. It's almost like the Joker. Your target number's 5 on her.
Oh, yeah.
Said she was blonde.
Yes. Shoulder length hair. 5. Her shadow is more powerful than she is. Her shadow has a very coherent form. With a malevolence in its eyes. And you had 5, you said?
Yep.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to pull this one up. Because you can get some more info out of this one than that. Because, 5. I got to pull her sheet real quick. You get extra for hers. Aren't you happy?
Quite thrilled, unless it's going to be as bad as the last one.
It might be. You never know.
That may damage Isaac's psychic more than anything else.
Yeah, it could. Need my index. If I can pull my index. Of course not.
While you're
Thank you.
doing that, just a
Go
quick
ahead.
question. Can I roll something to maybe correlate the symbology on the masks to
Sure.
the different things I've learned about?
Perception, you can go Enigma. Or Investigation, I guess you could go, but Enigma's a better fit.
No, I'm going to do investigation because I've got nothing in enigmas.
No, the Enigma one's a different person.
You said it's perception? Okay.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Fine.
Can I do a danger sense?
Sure. Everyone go roll everything right now. Now's your chance.
Can I go ahead and answer for you, Noah? We're in danger. We're all
You're
in danger.
To be fair, though, we were in the last episode, in the last session, we were told there was danger, but that we weren't necessarily in danger.
True, very
Any
true.
context?
We're in danger.
Okay. For you,
What?
Isaac. Hang on real quick. For you, it's was perception, awareness plus your fatalism, right? For yours?
Fatal and any perception-based roll.
Yeah. So you can go perception and awareness. Now for her, she is her shadow is a leech. And the thorn that you can pick up, what her shadow likes to do is make her say things she didn't intend to say.
Oh, great. She has shadow Tourette's.
And the passions you can pick up, avoid her parents, and kill the man who shot her.
Ooh.
Yep. 4, you are very much in danger.
I got 6.
The emerald, the green mask, you know
Emerald.
right away has
That's
to
Daniel's.
be Daniel. 6, that's a pretty damn good roll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had 8 dice.
The bloody one you suspect is violent death.
Which one was the bloody one?
That was the second guy.
Okay.
That was the one who came in with the captain.
Union, the Union.
The Union
uniform?
captain, that's
yep. Okay,
correct.
I tagged that one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jebediah.
Yep. The tragedy mask,
Mm-hmm.
you suspect that would be the ones who died of despair.
Silent Legion.
Yep.
Okay.
And of course, the grinning one, you're pretty damn sure.
That's the penitent.
That's correct.
Okay.
That would be just, or
And then the
Natalia.
blank one was Fate.
No, you don't think you're missing one from what you were told. There's one not here yet.
Oh, so there's another child one?
There's another one that seems
Okay, so
young.
so is the blank one the mystery one, the paupers?
That would be your guess.
Okay.
Because at this point, one more comes in that wasn't walking with the rest of them. It is obvious she is quite young. She's not wearing a mask. You would guess she's maybe 9 or 10. Blonde hair, green eyes. She's just barely over 4 foot tall. And she's wearing a Ghostbusters t-shirt.
That would be her.
I love that.
And
I love her.
as she comes in, she doesn't go and sit with the rest of them. She actually stands to the side. And as she's standing there, she's kicking her foot back and forth. And she's got this wide-eyed look on her face of almost like a child's wonder.
And he's going to roll for her.
You're going to
I'm
roll
gonna
for her?
roll for her as well.
Go ahead. Your target number is 9.
Oh, shit.
2.
Woo!
Yeah. I'm surprised.
You
Trust
can
me.
barely see her shadow.
Mm.
It's almost not there.
Wow.
But it is there, just barely. You get the impression that her shadow is in check.
Cool.
And the one who entered first. For all those who do not know, I am, of course, Anacreon Henry Daniels. First order of business of the day. Alan, you stand accused of murdering Sarah in life. I turn this now over to Jebediah. And the Union captain stands up. Yes, Isaac.
Who's sitting next to me?
You are standing with whoever of your circle
Or standing next to me?
whoever you
Sure.
feel would be standing next to you.
I will.
Okay. He's going to lean over to Noah and pass it around. The green-eyed one in the mask, we need to be very careful of.
I would whisper as softly as I can to
Okay.
Aurora.
You pass it on down, I
Just
assume.
reiterate.
Yep, you pass it to each other. And this Union captain stands up. He don't even acknowledge you're speaking. Alan, as per the rules of the Legion, in accordance with strictures of the Grim, you stand accused of having killed Sarah in life. And now you find yourself here. From what I told, you found yourself here as one of the Grim Legion. How do you plead? And Alan looks over at Jebediah and looks over at Sarah. Man, fuck that bitch. She's just a trick-ass bitch. We don't care. Who cares if I killed her? And you see the woman Sarah get a fierce look on her face. I see. Well, that makes it much easier, doesn't it? Sarah, what say you on his punishment? She looks up. Blood price. I concur. Legionnaires, escort Alan to the forges. He is to become a coin to be paid to Sarah for his crime. The blood price has been paid. And this guy, Alan, kind of, what do you mean, coin? What? Judgment has been passed. Sarah, the coin shall be brought to you. And she nods and just, yes, Anacreon, Jebediah. And you see this struggling man starting to fight with this legionnaire who just manhandles him out. And Sarah gets a rather large smile on her face.
I don't think he knew.
Didn't. I didn't know that was even a punishment.
Jebediah looks over. Anacreon Daniels. We can continue now. And he sits back down. Daniel stands up. Will the accused step forward?
We do.
And this is where we're going to end this episode. With you standing in tribunal. I guess my wife wins. She said we wouldn't get to the actual tribunal part. We didn't.
Told you.
First of all, I would like to announce the viewer XP this week went to Alexis.
Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate that.
Before we go any further, of course, please pop into the Discord, vote for who gets this week's XP. I say that now because a lot of people disappear right once the stream part is done. They want to go and watch other streams because people got other shows they like. But please pop into Discord, vote on who gets it. Thank you to the players and the viewers for this week's episode. Now, of course, everybody gets one for playing and everybody gets one for role play because everyone here role plays. What did you learn? We're going to start this week with Aurora.
Oh, God. Learned all about, we learned about old Moses. We learned a little bit about how their legal proceedings work and how even the accused might not know anything about the punishment, anything about anything. We learned what the Anacreons look like. We learned that most of the things in the society are bought with favors. So a lot of almost like a pre-market society of bargaining.
Like a quid pro quo society.
Barter with services.
Yeah. Yep.
Alexis?
So, yeah.
Well, she learned that the cunt in her head has been changing things for her, so that's fantastic, and it is all-out war now. Thank you, Isaac. But yeah. And basically, I mean, yeah, she learned a lot about how things are different here, but some things are still the same. The lower status workers are generally overlooked, just like in real life society. And Alexis has never been one not to pay attention to the cleaning staff because they can see and hear things that others can't. So yeah, basically she's kind of drawing some parallels between life and unlife kind of thing. And she did learn a lot more about the political structure of the city.
Okay. Margot?
This world sucks. I mean, I know that's a fact of the obvious, but yeah, nobody explains shit to anybody. You're just expected to know, and yeah, that's fucking bullshit. Margot don't like that at all. But Margot did learn that she has a group of friends that will support her and maybe, just maybe, might be able to help her with something.
You're either the Spartacus Circle or the Zorro Circle, depending on which movie you favor. Because you all took the blame.
Uh-huh.
Tark?
Well, let's see. We can buy items at a market that happen to have come over. It could be a useful place for us to go look for things. And the blood price as part of the judgment in the judicial system that doesn't have a jury. It's just judge and executioner.
And in this case, it has something specific to do with the Grim Legion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was solely him.
No, that was an internal matter.
Mm-hmm. Noah?
Well, Tark stole that last one there. So a little off of that is that you can be punished for crimes and specifically murder that occurred on the other side. You're not free from justice for crimes you commit when you're a quick.
It's pretty rough too, because in this individual's case, it's obvious he didn't realize the real danger he was in. He was not given even part of the info that you were given about what was going on.
Yep.
Isaac?
Isaac can gather information that maybe he can't figure out how to use it, but if he can find out what drives another person and what drives the person in the thing in the other person's head, you might be able to manipulate that for something. And considering the society is it's drug kingpins in reverse, they're not giving you the drugs, they're taking you. That kind of knowledge could end up being power as we make it through this.
It's definitely a society that Isaac has been part of before.
Mm-hmm.
So now we go for, of course, the player vote. Let's start with Tark this time.
Oh. I'm going to pass for a bit.
Okay. Let's
Well,
go
I
to
think
Noah
about it.
then.
Isaac, for all the shadow learning.
He's been shadowing.
Isaac, your vote?
Oh, gosh, that came fast.
Not like there's an order or anything.
What?
Not like
it's
there's an order.
Yeah. I need to pass for a moment. I got to think about this a little bit.
Okay. So we'll go to Margot.
Oh shit.
You can't all pass.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. I will stand strong while you be weak like frog. It's fine.
Strong as the mountain.
Yeah. Oh shit. I gotta give it to Aurora. The role play there was very fucking choice. With the breakdown there, I just wanted to hug Aurora and make her feel all right.
So right now we've got one Isaac, one Aurora. Alexis?
Is this for story progression or?
Story progression or best scene technically, but story progression is part of the consideration, or who advanced the story, or who just, honestly, like in Aurora's case, that was such a convincing scene.
Yeah, I've got to hand it to Aurora this time. It was honestly a toss-up for the role play between Margot and Aurora for me, because Margot, she really, that moment where she's like, can we just not talk about this? That was so fucking visceral. I was like, okay, let me shut the fuck up. But I will say Aurora really nailed it out of the park, showing a broken woman. That was knocked out of the fucking park.
And that fits for advancing the story, because it was advancing Aurora's story.
Yes,
which
it was.
An important part of this game is the character story. So Aurora, your vote.
Oh God. There's so many good options. This was a really, really good episode for like everyone. I will give it to. I really liked Alexis.
Oh,
I really liked her. The big gets of information from Ulmosis and from Mead. There was a lot of really good stuff there, and Aurora's sort of in a position where she's like trusting her, like, you know the legal shit, you do it, please, God, get us out of this shit. So I have to give it to Alexis.
So we've got two Aurora, and Alexis is an Isaac, and now we go back to Tark.
I'm going to say Margot for her role playing.
Okay. God damn, y'all just spreading it all around this time, huh? So now we go to the last person.
And this is the hard part, because there was so much bouncing around and everything. And at the moment, Isaac, who was willing to take whatever the hell came to protect everyone else, and then all the hands started going up. That was just so, and that's in my mind is just stuck there. So I'm having to kind of go around, because you guys are awesome. But I gotta say, I do like Aurora's Shadow's responses to everything that was going on, because I think they were spot on. So
exactly, it really feels like a cohesive relationship.
It feels bad giving it to the Shadow, but I give it to Aurora's Shadow. So
your vote was Noah. Well, we know Aurora gets one for sure.
Yeah.
I will also give one to Noah for the Shadow, because that was some good stuff. Of course, again, viewer XP went to Alexis. So if you're a viewer here, vote for who gets it. For the viewer vote, it can literally be for any reason. You can give a vote because, you like the plaid that Tark's wearing, whatever. You're the viewers, you get that vote. If you like what we're doing, go ahead.
You can't take away for puns we make. That is one of the rules.
Because if you could, I would take all of your XP for all the puns. If you like what we're doing, of course, give us a follow here on Twitch. Give us a subscribe if you really like what we're doing. If you're watching this on YouTube, of course, hit the subscribe button. YouTube, it's free. Just do it. Come on, do it.
All the links are in chat.
That's right. All the links. Join us on the Discord. Seriously, come to the Discord. Vote on who you think gets it. We cast our shows from the Discord, and most importantly, we've got a great group of people.
Yes, we do.
And we love that. Check out our friends list over there. Whole bunch of friends. I'm not naming them all. Just check out the friends list.
They're all awesome, and you should go give them love from the McStabbers.
Yep. But in particular, if you can, pop in one time to the RPG table.
Yes.
And just make sure you tell Junie that the McStabbers said hello. Because
absolutely, because we love her to bits.
We love Junie. She's a good person. I'm going to let Verlin now talk about the schedule coming up because I can't keep track.
Coming up, we have on Monday on Onyx Path, Tamshu is running his special limited series of Hunter the Vigil 2E. It is called Stuffed. It is on at 8 p.m. on the Onyx Path Twitch channel, and we will be hosting it here on McStabber Studios. So if you end up landing here at McStabber Studios, you can click over really easily to go watch it live on the Onyx Path. Tuesday, as this will be actually streamed next week, the Tuesday before the show is going to be Haunted Chronicles. No.
The Tuesday before this show will have been Darker Waters.
It's Darker Waters. See, I got all mixed up. Okay, Darker Waters, because there was a reschedule, and that's okay. These things happen. And
so, yeah, the Darker
I so want to get that beautiful minds, the number and stuff going around your head every time we try to figure this out. I think it's
Haunted Chronicles, but
the second is going to be
the second is Darker Waters now. You're a guest on it.
Right. Right. So the 9th, it'll be Haunted Chronicles when this airs.
Oh no.
That's the second.
No.
When this airs,
hang on.
I've got the calendar up. When this airs, this will air on the 3rd. So it'll be.
So yesterday was Darker Waters. The next one. See, Tamshu's messing me up. Oh my God. Okay. So all right. Let me start over. Monday night is Stuffed on Onyx Path, run by Tamshu. It's a Hunter the Vigil 2E game that is being run over there at 8:00 Eastern. Then we have Haunted Chronicles on Tuesday, also run by Tam. He doesn't even know where the hell he's going.
Just a lot of macaroni. That's
a lot of macaroni being made. But basically, that's also Tuesday. But right back here at McStabber Studios at 8 p.m. And then, of course, Wednesday is our show. So come see us next week to see what we get into. But also before the following week on Saturday, we will have Ishfel, our D&D 5e game. And that's at 3:00 Eastern.
Mm-hmm. So, I thank you all for coming for this. Welcome to season 2, everybody.
We're all fucked.
It's not going to be as dark as
Noah's Shadow.
It's not going to be as emotionally brutal as first season, but as you can tell, it's still going to be stressful as fuck.
I am ready to die.
Yep.
Again. Apparently.
I thank you all for coming. Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to pop on the Discord. Don't forget to
and of course,
follow, subscribe.
Subs here go to the channel, go to Shanky and myself as I'm his wife. But if you donate bits or donations, those go to the players here at our table. We do not get them. They don't come to us. They go to the players. So if you'd like to buy them a coffee or buy them a lunch for their amazing performances in our games, donate some bits or give a donation.
And if the puns keep up, I'm going to make a literal fucking swear jar for puns and punish people.
Well, every time you pun, angst for your shadow.
Angst for your shadow.
Oh, that's evil. I wouldn't do that.
So if you would like to donate to the pun fund, that's where the bits go now.
Good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
Or make Noah pony up another song.
Oh, that's evil.
Oh, that's
Good
evil.
night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.